So my reaction to that last Slipknot song was a pretty resounding,
"Hey, that's pretty good."
So let's see if they can keep that energy going with Yen. And as always, I will be pausing frequently and providing commentary for copyright reasons because I'm not just a drone here to bob my head for your amusement. Let's go. Little crackly fire sound, okay. Little spooky warblies here. Little alien noises. It's kind of neat going in for this sort of like ambient vibe. Definitely different. I did hear this was a little bit more experimental. I don't know. You're the sin that I've been waiting for. Okay, we're going for a softer track. This is another situation where I'll say this could either go really great or really wrong, really terrible. And now that I think about it, the ambient stuff is almost like kind of a callback to their early stuff. I mean, there was some of that on like even the debut in kind of a less polished, more like eerie and dark and scary fashion, but it does make me think of that. Here's the issue I have with Corey's voice too. It's a good voice. Like his singing here objectively is good. Like it's a solid performance. He's hitting the notes. And it's like I just find this style from him within Slipknot to be kind of corny. Like I'm kind of fine with it when he does it with Stone Sour, but I just it's never fully rubbed me the right way with Slipknot. Comes off as very sort of like spooky edgelord. Yeah, the lyrics are kind of corny too. Like this is almost like, it's funny because I'll see like Slipknot fans call like Ice Nine Kills fans like cringe and then not recognize that like this is like, dude, Slipknot has some of that same cringe energy too. And mind you, I am a Slipknot fan, and on some level I can appreciate some of what Ice Nine Kills does too, even though I wouldn't really call myself a fan. But it's like, come on, you're splitting hairs. Because interesting productions, pretty solid. Even again, like the thing is though, I want like bangers from Slipknot. Like I again come from that debut album Iowa Camp. You know, I got into them before Iowa came out, like not long after the first album dropped. And that's just like what I've come to expect from them and what I loved from them. So bands evolve and change, and sometimes they're just different, like Opeth now. Yeah, that it's just anyone who's like Slipknot's not cringe, like that I said on my cringiest bands list on the main channel. It's like, bro, listen to that. Come on, man. With the whispery vocals. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, we're getting a little bit into that heavy stuff too, but I'm not overly enthused at this point. Yeah, I mean, again, and I'm just on that train now, just because that's where my brain has gone. Just because I've gotten so many comments. And by the way, thank the haters for making that video blow up. Like, cringiest bands tier list has become my #1 video and is still just skyrocketing past everything else. But all the angry commenters, it's like, come on, man. He's like, cut my skin and I bleed for you. It's all for you. Like, that is so cringe, and it's fine. Like, again, cringe doesn't necessarily mean bad. It doesn't. Like, there's plenty of cringe stuff that I enjoy that is on that list, so there's no shame in it. But if you can't have self-awareness and that makes you mad to acknowledge that, like, you're kind of cringe, bro. What do I gotta tell you? The layering of the music here kind of reminds me more of something from like 9 Inch Nails or something like that. Just a little interesting. Just a little piano. This game is fine by me. I will say the delivery and kind of the way the syllables are spaced out, it does kind of like it gets me bobbing my head to it. So there is a catchy element to it that I will not deny. I'm a sucker for well-placed syllables. I die for you. Like, come on, man. That is the most just like generic, hot topic. Like, I'm 16 and I'm in my dark room writing my dark romantic poetry for my goth girlfriend kind of energy. Interesting to have record scratching in one of these kind of softer, slower songs. I've always enjoyed Sid scratching though, so I'm just kind of happy to hear more of it. Just interesting on this song. Yeah, this riff and the guitar tone, like, it's kind of, if you take some of their earlier stuff and then you sort of like slow it down and then you add these like layers of all this kind of like glossier, more modern stuff on it, like that's kind of what we're working with here, and I'm not sure if it all comes together. Yeah, like this should be the point where you know, Corey's like really getting more unhinged, right? And they've had other songs like this where he progressively gets more and more kind of pissed and angry. And usually that gets my like blood bubbling and like I'm getting hyped up, getting amped up. I'm kind of like miming along to it. To be perfectly honest, I'm not really feeling anything from this part. I'm kind of not. Yeah, again, just a dime a dozen lyric there. You will remember my name. Like, seriously? How many times and how many songs has that been used? And I'm not saying you have to be like 100% original in everything you do, but that's just like straight out of just like, you know, the cliche book. I like the additional, there's a little like subtle like xylophone or something going on in the background, so that's kind of neat. Yeah, see again, getting me bobbing my head with this part, even if the lyrics aren't great. And that's it. So yeah, that is Slipknot with Yen, and I'm pretty underwhelmed, to be honest. Like, I enjoyed that previous track quite a bit. Didn't think it was like some new revelation or like best song of the year, anything close to that. But I had fun with it, and it was fun because I like bangers when it comes to Slipknot. I have no problem with slower songs, quieter songs, whatever. It depends on the band, though, and that's just never what I've really come to Slipknot for, what I enjoy. When I come to Slipknot, I want to fucking bang my head. This is not my thing, okay? And that's fine, though. I want to put that out there, that's fine. Like, I love Opeth's death metal era albums. Not a big fan of their kind of like progressive rock direction that they've gone with their later stuff, but I respect it. And I respect any band that, like, if this is what they want to make, that's fine. Maybe it's just not for me anymore. But looking at the scales here, so in terms of enjoyability, subjectively, just for me, this is like a 7. Like, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I can appreciate it while I'm listening to it. I don't necessarily want to like shut it off. So it's not lower than that, but it's not really great either. Not something I'm excited to revisit anytime soon, really. In terms of musicianship, the performances are fine. Like, they're solid. Corey's voice sounds good. The guitars are good. The songwriting and the production is done pretty well. Like, they've layered a lot of interesting elements. Like I said, I like the little subtle xylophone type deal, and it comes together into something cohesive. So I'll give it credit for that. I give it like an 8 in that realm. And then in terms of innovation, I mean, they called it experimental. It's not that experimental. Like, this is not some like Igor or Imperial Triumphant track, y'all. Like, cool your jets. I could understand if like all you listen to is stuff like Slipknot, that this would be really bizarre for you. But trust me, there is much weirder stuff out. Check out my main channel where I cover a lot of that. But yeah, for this, like, it's not even all that different from some of the other stuff that they've done in the past. So it's still kind of just a 7 for me on that front. So overall, looking at kind of like a flat C for this track feels pretty appropriate. It's fine. Nothing special, but you can let me know as always down in the comments, what do you think of this one? And check out this playlist for all these new metal tier lists that I've done on the main channel, including ranking Corey's masks. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.